In the freezing grip of a German winter, deep within the grey stone walls of Colditz Castle, a place built to be escape-proof, a quiet plan was unfolding. It was January 1942. Two Allied officers, one British, one Dutch, were preparing to do the unthinkable, to walk straight out of the gates, disguised as their captors. Colditz wasn't just any prisoner of war camp. Officially, it was called a Flag 4C, a high-security prison reserved for Allied officers considered high-risk escapees. French, Dutch, Polish, British, and Commonwealth officers were locked inside its medieval walls, but locking them in only made them more determined to get out. And no one was more determined than Lieutenant Airey Neave. Airey Neave was a British officer who had already made multiple escape attempts from other camps. Captured in 1940, Colditz was supposed to be the end of the line, but alongside Dutch officer Anthony Luteyn, he was ready to try again. The plan was as clever as it was risky. They would use a trapdoor beneath the stage during a prisoner theatre production, slipping away while the guards were distracted by the show. From there, they'd sneak into a storage room, change into German officer uniforms, and walk out through the guardhouse. But first, they needed papers, fake passes, forged documents, uniforms, even timed rehearsals to match guard routines. Their plan was built on precision. Over weeks, they'd studied the castle routines. They'd forged documents, stolen scraps of uniforms, practiced their posture and speech. On the 6th of January, 1942, they made their escape, both dressed as German officers. With forged identities and stolen confidence, the two men left the storage room and entered the open courtyard. They strolled casually through the guardhouse and passed two sentries without arousing suspicion. They didn't run. They walked, cool, calm, like they belonged. The two brave prisoners impersonating their captors. Out through the gate, into the dry moat, across a park, and over a wall. Just like that, they were gone. Now came the most dangerous part, traveling through Nazi Germany. Disguised in civilian clothing with forged documents, they made their way through Leipzig and Dresden, splitting up to lower suspicion. They took trains, walked for miles, even hitchhiked across occupied territory. In their civilian disguises, capture carried the very real risk of being shot as a spy. Every station platform, every town and village, every glance from a German soldier could have ended it all. Neave and Luteyn were in fact caught at station controls in Ulm, but adding heroism to their story, they escaped the German police station. And they made it. After over 600 miles of evasion, both men crossed into neutral Switzerland, free. Airey Neave had become the first British officer to successfully escape from Colditz and make it home. Colditz Castle continued to hold prisoners until 1945, but it never broke their spirit. And for the men who escaped from a medieval fortress, it was proof that no prison is escape-proof, not when hope is stronger than fear. This is just one of hundreds of daring and epic World War II prisoner-of-war escapes, one of the multitude of stories from behind the walls and fences of those prison camps. Thank you for taking time to watch this video about Airey Neave and Anthony Luteyn's epic escape.